What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Haze Demon Show! And today, we have quite a special event indeed. I was planning on doing this more towards 10,000 subscribers, but some unknown forces in the background have changed the situation. So, today, we are going to do a name reveal. Oh my goodness. A name reveal, a full name reveal. But before I do the full name reveal, I would like to thank everybody very much for being a part of the Towel Nation, as we've been going really strong over the last year and a half of streaming and video creation and a lot of other things related to that. It's been absolutely freaking awesome, and I cannot thank you guys so very much for all the love and support, because without you guys there is no Haze Demon Show, and I love to be of entertainment for you guys, and it's such a great community that's come together and built up over this time, and it's awesome. I couldn't ever have imagined that this ever would happen, and of course it begins the simple origins of just playing South Park Phone Destroyer. I mean, there's other games that I've played throughout my whole life, and in the last 10 years that I've thought about making videos for, but then I just never really pushed for it, you know? But for some reason, South Park, it called out. It called to the wild. And so, you know, here we are. I wanted to do a little bit of my life story, just a little short life story, you know. So my dad was born in Guatemala. It is a country south of Mexico, and he met my mom in Tennessee. That's where she was born, and then they went down to Florida, and they had me. I was born in Fort Myers, Florida, December 21st, 1987. Oh yeah, the year of Super Mario Brothers, right? And so when I was 4 years old, I was able to beat Super Mario World all by myself. But in that same year, maybe within the year after, my mom and my dad separated. And so I've lived with my mom for most of my life. I have two sisters and a brother, and I have one brother that lives with my dad down in Florida. And I was 17, I was working at Wendy's, and then whenever I was 18, right before I was going into my senior year, my mom decided to move everybody up to Tennessee. So for like a year of graduating and do all that business, I started working at Burger King, and then I think it was when I was 20, I want to say 20 because it wasn't very much after Burger King. I only worked there for like 6 months. And same thing with Wendy's, I only worked there for 6 months before we ended up moving. I joined the Tennessee Army National Guard, and I served in the Tennessee Army National Guard for 6 years. 6 absolutely awesome years. It was very awesome. I loved it. I loved the exercise. I loved the strict regiment. I love everything about it, the community to it. It's just, you know, went my separate ways with that. But I got to go to Germany 2 different times, 3 weeks each time that I went, and it was super freaking awesome. I absolutely loved it in Germany. I could not have, I wish I could live in Germany, to be honest, but I'm sure there's better places for me to live than Germany. But I think it would be really awesome if I lived there. And anyway, so while I was in the Tennessee Army National Guard, I worked at 2 different factories. I worked at a like an air filter factory pretty much for like 3 years, and then I worked at a couple other places, a few spots, and then I worked at a tape factory, which was my most recent job. Well, rewind a little bit. In between my factory jobs, when I had, like I said, a couple of them, I did work at Burger King again for another 6 months. But then I went to go to work at the tape factory, right? And so I worked at the tape factory for 3 years, and then within that last third year is when I started doing YouTube. And as of 2019 March, earlier this year, is whenever I quit my job. I had income tax and I had some money saved up, and so I went ahead and just dropped it and went full focus on YouTube, and it has been a roller coaster of ups and downs. But the big thing is I've been steadily increasing constantly. Sometimes it goes down, you know, a little bit. In general, it's a little rough sometimes. Obviously not living the glamorous life, and I definitely was making way more money at the factory that I was at. But the thing was, is I didn't enjoy the job. It was really boring. I didn't make enough money to make me really want to stay there, I guess you could say, even though I'm not making anywhere near as much now. It just wasn't enough for me to just sit there and be bored. I had learned every single machine in that factory, and I was training people to do their job, and I just hung out most of the time, and I can't deal with that. I gotta have some more excitement in my life, you know. Maybe I should have been like a rock climber. I don't know, rock climber and instructor. I mean, we are living in the mountains, right? No. But I did like exercising throughout my whole life. I did track and field and cross country in middle school, and I did wrestling in my freshman year. So I've been pretty athletic for most of my life up until the last couple years, really. Last couple years I have definitely slacked quite a bit, and sometimes I think about picking it back up. I'm just not sure yet. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to do like 20 minutes or 10 minutes a day or whatever, but I just haven't picked it up yet. So that pretty much sums up the general life. I don't really want to talk about relationships. That could be a whole nother video on its own, but let's not go into that. So, you guys want a name reveal? That's gonna be a couple different things that I can explain about it, but basically, just the short answer is, everybody calls me Andy. My name is Andy, plain and simple. You can call me Andy, you can call me Haze Demon. I prefer if you call me Haze Demon, but it's totally okay at this point. From now on, that anybody can call me Andy in the chat or messages or whatever. The long answer for my name is, I could say it two different ways. I can say it in English, I could say it in Spanish. It's not that much different, but Ramiro A. Chavez Jr. or Ramiro Andres Chavez Jr. Now, there are two different things you might have caught in there. When I said it in English, I just said A. That is because my official middle name is actually the letter A. It is not Andres, A-N-D-R-E-S, and it is not Andy. I have went by Andy since I was born, and Andres is what the name was supposed to be. However, it is just the letter A, right? I think I can do that. Looks close enough. I never go by Ramiro. That's actually, I'm named after my dad. That's why it's Junior. But I never go by that name. The only people that call me by Ramiro are people that I owe money to, or future, you know, people that I'm going to be working for, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or, so, you know, and technically in the Army, they called me Chavez, right? So I've been called every part of my name, except for Andres. Very few people have ever called me Andres, because I never really address it, you know what I'm saying? I have had people call me Andrew before, but I'm definitely not Andrew. I'm definitely Andy. I have a tattoo that is of my last name, Chavez, with the guitar and the rose and the master sword on my chest that I got when I was in the Army. A bunch of us got our tattoos in the barracks together. Not all at the same time, just in a row, basically, over the course of a couple weeks. And it's the only tattoo that I have. I don't think I'll ever get another tattoo though, because I designed the tattoo myself years before I actually got it done, and it was a very circumstantial situation where we're all getting tattoos. I want to do this as a part of my company, my group of soldiers, you know. And yeah, so I really doubt that I'll ever get another tattoo. Have I ever had any piercings? I've had my ears pierced. Ear pierced, not ears. I used to think I was gonna get my eyebrow pierced, and I never did. I would never get my nose pierced, or my tongue pierced, or any other particular object pierced. Yeah, let's get the belly button pierced, right? But anyway, try not to make this video too long. We're already over 10 minutes here. I think that's gonna be it for the most part. Talked about sports and school, and I did really good in school actually. Last thing, I actually did really good in school, and I thought I was gonna go to college. I even set myself up to go to college by the classes that I took during school and by being in the National Guard. They would sort of pay for some of it, but I never went through with it. I just, at this point, to me, I just don't see a point. Yeah. So, I really love to be an entertainer to you guys, and I hope that the Towel Nation can grow stronger every day. I know we will, but I hope we can grow to the greatness of the YouTube gods. No, I'm just kidding. But really though, thank you guys so very much for all the love and support for the channel and for me. It means a lot. So I'm gonna get off of here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to bring a towel. May the force be with you. May the odds ever be in your favor. Live long and prosper. I don't know any other funny things like that, but I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for checking out this video. I know some of you probably been waiting on it for a while, or some of you may have never even expected me to do this. But on a final note, make sure to add my Facebook. Everybody was adding me on my old Facebook, Haze Demon Facebook. It's gone. I'm using my actual Facebook that I've had for 10 years now. So make sure to add me on my new Facebook if you have not already, if you want to message me or join the Haze Demon Show Discord. But that's going to be it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm trying not to drag this on too long. Don't forget to bring a towel. Love you guys. Peace out.
Young people from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
They're doing their part. Are you? Join the Towel Nation and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship.